Have you ever walked into a room and completely forgotten why you went in there? Maybe you've blanked on a word mid-sentence or forgotten the name of someone you've known for years. Do you sometimes misplace your phone or keys and feel like your mind is slipping? If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. As we age, especially after 60, it's very common to experience occasional memory lapses. Most people chalk it up to just getting older. And yes, some level of forgetfulness is normal with age. But what if I told you that these memory issues aren't always due to aging alone? What if your brain fog, forgetfulness, and mental fatigue were being made worse, or even caused by some of the foods you eat every single day? You might be eating something that seems totally harmless, or even healthy. But over time, certain foods can quietly wreak havoc on your brain, inflaming the very areas responsible for focus, clarity, and memory. In this video, we're going to take a close look at 5 everyday foods that may be slowly damaging your brain, especially after the age of 60. Some of these will probably surprise you. In fact, food number 3 is something most people believe is a smart, healthy choice, and it's actually one of the worst for memory. But here's the good news. Once you know what to avoid, you can make simple changes that dramatically support your brain health. You don't need to give up taste or go on a strict diet. You just need to make informed choices, so your meals work with your brain, not against it. Let's dive in with the first one. You might want to check your fridge after this. 1. Low-fat or fat-free salad dressings. Let's start with something that sounds healthy on the surface. Bottled salad dressings labeled as low-fat, fat-free, or light. Now you'd think that using one of these would help you eat healthier, right? After all, you're skipping the fat and eating salad. That should be a good thing. But here's where it gets tricky. When food manufacturers remove fat from salad dressings, they usually replace it with something else to preserve taste and texture. That something is often sugar, corn syrup, artificial thickeners, and preservatives. A dangerous cocktail for your brain. One of the biggest culprits? High fructose corn syrup, which is commonly added to these low-fat dressings. Research shows that high fructose corn syrup can cause inflammation in the brain, especially in the hippocampus, the area responsible for forming and retrieving memories. When this part of your brain gets inflamed, you may struggle with recalling names, remembering appointments, or focusing on a task. Even worse, these low-fat dressings eliminate the one nutrient your brain desperately needs to function well: healthy fat. Your brain is made up of nearly 60% fat by dry weight, and it depends on fats, especially omega-3 fatty acids, to build and repair neurons, produce neurotransmitters, and stay sharp. When you cut out fat and replace it with sugar, your brain literally loses the fuel it needs to think clearly. What to do instead? Skip the bottle. Make your own salad dressing using real ingredients. Extra virgin olive oil, lemon juice or vinegar, a bit of Dijon mustard, and maybe a pinch of salt and garlic. Olive oil contains powerful polyphenols that reduce inflammation and may even protect against Alzheimer's. It's simple, delicious, and your brain will thank you. 2. Diet soda. If you've switched to diet soda to cut sugar or watch your weight, you might want to rethink that choice, especially for your memory. Diet sodas don't contain sugar, but they're packed with artificial sweeteners like aspartame, sucralose, and acesulfame potassium. These sweeteners may seem harmless, but studies show they can negatively affect the brain. One study by researchers at Boston University found that people who drank just one diet soda a day had nearly 3 times the risk of developing Alzheimer's disease and stroke compared to those who didn't drink them at all. Why? Because these artificial sweeteners can alter your gut microbiome, the collection of bacteria in your digestive system that plays a key role in brain health. Your gut and brain are directly connected through the gut-brain axis. When your gut is inflamed or imbalanced, your brain suffers too, leading to brain fog, mood swings, and poor memory. On top of that, artificial sweeteners can confuse your body's insulin response. Your brain thinks it's getting sugar, which triggers hormonal responses that leave you feeling tired, moody, and foggy afterward. So what's the smarter option? Try sparkling water with a splash of lemon or cucumber, or drink unsweetened iced. Herbal teas like hibiscus, peppermint, or rooibos. These can hydrate you and even support cognition without the artificial junk. Whole wheat bread. Yes, really. This one might surprise you. We've all been told that whole wheat bread is a healthier alternative to white bread. And while that's partly true, the devil is in the details. Most so-called whole wheat breads sold at grocery stores are made with a mix of refined flour, sugars like molasses or corn syrup, and preservatives, even though the label says whole wheat. These processed ingredients spike your blood sugar, just like white bread would. When your blood sugar rises quickly, your body produces a surge of insulin to bring it back down. This leads to the classic crash that leaves you tired and unfocused. But it does more than that. It also puts stress on your brain cells, particularly those involved in memory. Over time, repeated spikes and crashes contribute to insulin resistance, which researchers now link to cognitive decline and even Alzheimer's disease. That's why some scientists are now calling Alzheimer's type 3 diabetes. What's the solution? Look for truly whole grain breads, like sprouted grain bread, sourdough made from whole grains, or breads with just a few natural ingredients. Brands like Ezekiel use sprouted legumes and grains, offering slow-release energy that supports brain health instead of sabotaging it. You still get to enjoy your sandwich or toast. Just choose the right version. 4. Fried foods. Who doesn't? Love the crispy golden crunch of fried chicken or French fries? Unfortunately, these foods are a double threat to your brain. First, frying produces dangerous compounds called AGEs, short for advanced glycation end products. These chemicals cause widespread inflammation and oxidative stress in the body and brain. Over time, this can damage neurons and accelerate memory loss. Second, most fried foods are cooked in oils high in omega-6 fatty acids, such as canola, corn, or soybean oil. While omega-6s aren't inherently bad, modern diets contain way too much of them, and not nearly enough omega-3s, the kind your brain craves. This imbalance leads to chronic inflammation in the brain, contributing to depression, brain fog, and neurodegenerative conditions. What to do instead? If you love crispy food, invest in an air fryer. Use avocado oil or olive oil for a healthier fat profile. Roast sweet potatoes, cauliflower, or even chickpeas for that satisfying crunch without the inflammatory downsides. When dining out, choose grilled, baked, or roasted options. And remember, the occasional indulgence is fine. Just make fried food the exception, not the rule. 5. Flavored yogurt is often marketed as a health food, and in its plain, unsweetened form, it can be. But many commercial yogurts, especially flavored low-fat or fruit-on-the-bottom varieties, are loaded with added sugars and artificial sweeteners. Some flavored yogurts have 25 to 30 grams of sugar per serving, as much as a candy bar. This sugar surge sends your blood glucose soaring and then crashing, leaving your brain scrambling to keep up. It creates mental fatigue and slows down your recall and reasoning skills. Worse, low-fat yogurts often compensate for the lack of flavor by adding synthetic flavors and preservatives, which may interfere with neurotransmitter function. And remember, your brain needs fat. Removing the fat from yogurt takes away a key brain-building nutrient. A smarter approach: go for plain, full-fat Greek yogurt or Icelandic skyr, and top it with fresh berries, a few crushed walnuts, and a drizzle of raw honey. That way, you're feeding your brain healthy fat, protein, and slow-digesting carbs. Exactly what it needs for focus and memory. Final thoughts. How to protect your brain. Through food. Let's recap the 5 foods that may be quietly sabotaging your memory. Low-fat or fat-free salad dressings, diet sodas, highly processed whole wheat bread, fried foods, flavored yogurts. You might have chosen these because they seemed healthy. But the truth is, many diet or light foods are loaded with hidden ingredients that spike blood sugar, disrupt gut health, inflame brain tissue, and quietly chip away at your memory over time. But the good news is this: you can turn things around. Your brain has an incredible ability to heal and adapt, even in your 60s, 70s, and 80s. It's called neuroplasticity. The ability of your brain to form new pathways and strengthen old ones. That means it's never too late to sharpen your mind, regain your clarity, and support long-term brain health. Start by making small swaps. Read labels. Prioritize whole foods, healthy fats, and fiber-rich carbs. And remember, what you eat doesn't just feed your body, it fuels your brain. So take control, starting with your next meal. Your brain deserves it. And if you'd like more practical, encouraging tips for living a longer, healthier, and sharper life after 60, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and tap the notification bell so you never miss an update. You're not getting older, you're getting wiser. And by choosing what fuels your brain, you're choosing a future that's full of clarity, connection, and confidence. Here's to strong minds, healthy bodies, and joyful living at every age.